terms of our forecast here, well, you're going to want to be indoors next couple days. And we've got some tricky weather coming our way as this December continues to do what December's been doing so far. We've got weather impact alerts out for tomorrow. All right, today we're going to have a little bit of snow, but it won't be too problematic. We'll cover that in a second. But for tomorrow, I want to get the word out there. Tomorrow morning's rush hour and tomorrow evening's rush hour, both are going to be loaded with some wet snow and some slush around here. In between, we go rain while you're at work, and then it goes back to snow. And on top of that, it's going to be really windy around the area tomorrow. We had sunshine in the greater Cleveland area over the last half hour or so. We're now clouding things up. These clouds coming in from the west, so we have some snow out towards the west as well. That snow will overspread the area here as we go over the next couple hours. Should be out of here pretty quickly as well. We're at 19, very cold start. We've got a south wind at 13, which is trying to warm us up. And then that dew point is so low. This is among some of the driest mornings we've had so far this winter. Again, humidifiers are running, probably not doing a whole lot of good, although they're doing a lot better than what you're doing outside. You've got the dry skin, a lot of people getting that sickness going on. I'm telling you, it's that dry air doing it. And we certainly are going to be dealing with that here over the next week or so with this cold air. There's your wind out of the south. So temps are in the teens, wind anywhere from 5 to 15, 16 miles per hour, producing wind chills that have a little bite to it this morning. They were below zero a couple hours ago. They're coming up, but still very, very cold start to the day. Now, we've got snow out towards the west. Clouds increasing pretty quickly. We've got sunshine out in our eastern counties, but that won't be for much longer. Here's that snow out towards the west. Some of this initially not hitting the ground, but then it does once that air saturates. And what we have is a pretty decent burst of snow back in western Ohio. That burst will work from west to east. It'll put down a coating, maybe a half an inch. Not everyone's going to see snow, but the further north you are, we will. And that's what we deal with today. Quick burst of snow, then it's out of here. No big deal. And there's your timeline on that. Later this morning through the midday hours, temps are in the 20s when that snow falls. So again, it will stick on surfaces, so it might get a little slick briefly. And then the rest of the day, we're fine. We have cloudy skies. We'll have a gusty wind. Temperatures come up and they go above freezing. And then tomorrow is the mess. Weather impact alerts. Tomorrow in the morning, midday, and afternoon. And the reason why we'll have snow, changing over to rain, and then back to snow. So extra time will be needed for those rush hours. Here's the system now. This thing moving very quickly out of the northwestern portion of the country. And this is going to come in here again with a deep area of low pressure with a lot of wind energy all across the Great Lakes. And you see where this low pressure goes as it strengthens, lots of wind. We get the snow initially, rain, and then back to snow and cold and wind on the back side of it. We do all that in a 24-hour stretch. So very dynamic system here. So let's time it out for you. National Design Mart hour by hour forecast. No problems when we get this little burst of snow out of here today. May even have some sunshine before the day is out in our southern counties. Overall, it's late this evening that the snow works in. The initial shot will be wet snow. Temperatures, that's the good news, should be just above freezing. And so that means if the snow is light enough, it'll melt when it hits the ground in terms of pavements, all that stuff. However, if we get some heavier rates, which I would anticipate happening within this, we could have some slushy accumulation start as early as 11 o'clock midnight tonight. Snow will continue on and off as we go throughout the overnight. I do expect upwards of a couple inches possible where it persists overnight of slushy wet snow tomorrow morning. By morning, temps will start to come up, so we'll start to mix with some rain, and eventually we should change over to rain as we go throughout the midday and early afternoon hours, and we'll have some breaks in the precip as well. This isn't going to be a solid slug of moisture that comes through. So by noon, if you've got errands, that's a good time to do it. Noon, 1 o'clock, because we'll be mainly rain. Should have a little melting going on. But then by afternoon, we get colder, we get windy, and it comes back as wet snow for that evening commute. And then we turn towards lake effect snow, which will take over after that. How much snow? Not a lot today. Quick coating, maybe a couple inches of wet slush tonight, and then we'll add maybe an inch or two more on top of that tomorrow evening. Overall, again, those rush hours are going to be impacted. This system heads out. We have a little lake effect behind that, and we'll watch another system perhaps come in here. The track's still to be determined, but could get some decent snow around somewhere in the Great Lakes Saturday, Sunday. Really cold air behind that. Union Home Mortgage 10-day forecast shows that temperatures take a dive after that Saturday, Sunday system. Probably not getting out of the teens Monday into Tuesday. The core of that cool air, though, Brissa, is off towards the west. Chicago may not get out of the single digits this weekend, so that's where that cold air will stay. We just kind of get clipped by it, but man, December.
Yikes, that red bar, it is back. All right, thank you, Matt.